Let's get something straight right away. Food doesn't act like a switch that instantly turns cancer on or off. But certain foods do create the kind of environment where cancer cells feel right at home: chronic inflammation, hormonal imbalance, elevated blood sugar, and damaged cells struggling to repair themselves. Today we'll break down the worst offenders, not myths, not internet rumors. We're talking about real dietary patterns linked to higher cancer risk in major studies. Here's the plan. I'll walk you through the foods, explain why they matter, show the science behind the risk, and give you safer swaps so you walk away with power, not panic. Let's start. First up, ultra-processed meats. Think bacon, sausages, hot dogs, and deli meats. Here's what matters. When meat is cured, smoked, or preserved with nitrates, it forms compounds called nitrosamines. These molecules can damage your DNA, and damaged DNA is exactly the kind of weak spot cancer cells exploit. Epidemiologists keep seeing the same pattern. The higher someone's intake of processed meats, the higher their risk of colorectal cancer. Now, does that mean one slice of turkey destroys your health? No, but daily consumption definitely shifts the odds in the wrong direction. Better options: fresh poultry, fish, beans, lentils, and eggs. Foods with protein that don't come packaged with chemical preservatives. Next, let's talk about sugary drinks and constantly high blood sugar. Cancer cells love glucose not because sugar directly feeds cancer, but because cancer cells grow fast. And fast-growing cells burn through fuel very quickly. A diet that constantly spikes your blood sugar makes your whole metabolic environment unstable. The real problem isn't the occasional dessert, it's the chronic elevation: soft drinks, sweetened teas, energy drinks, and flavored yogurts loaded with sugar. A bloodstream swimming in excess glucose forces the pancreas to pump out more insulin. And when growth signals stay high for years, cancer risk rises. So what are some better options? Water with lemon, unsweetened tea, and black coffee. Bye. If you want sweetness, reach for whole fruits where the fiber slows down the sugar release. Now, for ultra-processed packaged foods: chips, instant noodles, packaged cookies, and frozen fried snacks. They're convenient, they taste good, and they create a mess inside the body. We're so on. Ultra-processed foods combine refined carbs, unhealthy fats, and additives in a way our bodies were never designed to handle. The result is inflammation, oxidative stress, and weight gain, all key players in the cancer process. When cells are under constant inflammatory pressure, their ability to repair DNA quietly declines. That creates opportunities for mutations. Better options are snacks that are actually food: nuts, seeds, fruit, homemade popcorn, or whole grain crackers with hummus. Let's discuss excessive red meat. Red meat itself isn't the villain. The dose is the issue. Cooking red meat at high temperatures like grilling, pancering, or charring creates heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. These compounds can damage DNA when eaten often. We're talking about repeated exposure over many years. So some better options are to rotate in plant proteins, grill vegetables alongside your meat, and slow-cook meats to reduce the formation of these carcinogenic compounds. Marinating meat in herbs like rosemary and garlic also helps lower them. Next are trans fats and industrial fried foods. When oils are heated over and over, like in restaurant deep fryers, they break down and form inflammatory molecules. Trans fats found in old-school margarine, some baked goods, and many fried foods are especially problematic. They stiffen cell membranes and promote systemic inflammation. And that's the exact environment cancer cells prefer. Long-term inflammation is like giving cancer cells fertile soil to grow in. Better options include foods baked or air-fried at home. For cooking, use oils like olive oil for low heat and avocado oil for medium heat. Now, let's talk about alcohol. Here's the bottom line. Your body converts alcohol into acetaldehyde, a toxic compound that can damage DNA and slow down the repair process. Over time, that raises the risk of cancer in tissues like the liver, breast, colon, and mouth. This isn't about judgment, it's about biology. Even moderate drinking has been associated with increased cancer risk in large population studies. Some better options include alcohol-free cocktails, sparkling water with fruit, or teas with adaptogens like ginger or turmeric. Let's move on to refined white carbs. This means white bread, pastries, instant white rice, and sugary cereals. These foods hit the bloodstream just as fast as sugar does. Why does that matter? Because cancer thrives in a body with hormonal imbalance, unstable blood sugar, and chronic inflammation. A diet built on refined carbs fuels all three. Instead of slowly releasing energy, these foods cause big spikes, followed by crashes. Over time, the body can lose its insulin sensitivity. That's where metabolic disorders start, and those disorders set the stage for higher cancer risk. The better options: whole grains, quinoa, oats, brown rice, and beans foods with fiber that stabilize your blood sugar. Next, food with artificial colors, preservatives, and additives. Not all additives are harmful, but some, like certain artificial colors and preservatives, cause enough cellular stress that scientists continue to study them closely. Some additives create free radicals. Others irritate the gut lining. Some disrupt the microbiome, which plays a huge role in your immune defense. When the gut barrier weakens, inflammation can spread across the body. When immune function drops, cancer cells have fewer obstacles. The better options are simple. Look for short ingredient lists with products you recognize, and cook from whole ingredients more often. Let's also cover hydrogenated oils. Hydrogenation forces hydrogen into an oil to make it solid at room temperature. Think old margarine and many baked goods. This process produces trans fats, which your cells don't know how to handle, end up in your cell membranes, making them dysfunctional. Damaged cells with weakened membranes have a much harder time defending themselves against mutation. Better options are natural fats like olive oil, avocado, ghee, nuts, and seeds. So let me put everything together because it's the food pattern that matters most. Cancer doesn't attack randomly. It tends to grow where the environment is already broken. Characterized by chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, oxidative stress, and damaged DNA repair systems. Foods don't feed cancer cells in a literal sense. They influence the environment that cancer cells depend on. The real threat isn't just one food. The real threat is a pattern. A diet high in sugar, fried foods, smoked and processed meats, ultra-processed snacks, alcohol, refined white carbs, and additive-heavy packaged foods. That pattern forms a lifestyle where cancer has a much higher chance of taking root. Now let's flip the script. If you're cutting out the harmful foods, it really helps to add foods that support your body's defenses. Here's what fights back: cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cabbage, berries rich in antioxidants, garlic and onions, turmeric and ginger, leafy greens, legumes, omega-3 fats from sources like fish and green tea. These foods support detoxification, enhance immunity, reduce inflammation, and protect your DNA. A diet full of these makes it far harder for cancer to gain ground. Here's the real takeaway. Cancer isn't caused by bad luck alone. It's strongly connected to the daily choices we make, what we eat, how we sleep, how much we move, and whether we keep inflammation in check. You don't need perfection. You just need awareness and consistency. Look at your weekly habits. Do you rely on packaged snacks? Do sugary drinks sneak in? Do processed meats show up often? Do fried foods dominate your takeout? Change those patterns, and you change the environment inside your body. If you found this helpful, stay with me. I make videos that explain health with clarity, science, and zero hype. Hit like, share this with someone who needs it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Take care of your health today. Your future self will thank you for it.